Okay, so I just did a video on Daniel's 70th week, and I wanted to go over something else just real quick, just to kind of throw it out there and get some people's opinion on it. So, the title of this video is 7 years or 3.5 years. And the reason why I'm asking that question is there's a booklet put out by Brian Donovan, who's a preacher that kind of took over, I think, I could be wrong, I think he kind of took over Dr. Peter Ruckman's ministry or Bible school, I'm not real sure, but he was real big involved with Dr. Peter Ruckman. He has a booklet, I have it downstairs, I forgot to bring it up here with me, but he has a booklet called The Revelation of the 70 Weeks. And I wasn't going to show it on screen or anything, but you can get it from the Bible Baptist bookstore, and I got it and paid for it, and to have it shipped to me it cost like $9. It's about 60 pages long, kind of a small little booklet. It's got real big font, so it only takes about maybe half an hour to get through. But he goes over a lot of scriptures, and he teaches Daniel's 70th week a little different than the way I just taught in the previous video. So the way he sees it is in Daniel chapter 9 verse 25, it says unto, I think it says the Messiah, unto the Messiah the Prince. Okay, so in Daniel chapter 9 verse 25 it says, "Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks." So far it's the same way I've always believed and been taught. Now, if you watched the last video, you know that it was 7 weeks, or 7 weeks of 7 years, from the time the commandment was given to the time the city of Jerusalem was rebuilt. Now, the way I've always learned this prophecy, and the way I believe it still, even after reading his booklet, is that Jesus died on the cross, as it says in verse 26, "Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself." I've always believed that it's the end of the 69th week is at the cross. Now, he changes it to being, in verse 25, it says, "Unto the Messiah the Prince." And what he says is, in this booklet, is that right here, during Jesus' ministry, actually let me give myself a little more room here. So he says the 69th week ended at Jesus Christ's baptism. And he gives some scripture for it, and one of the things he gives is the word Messiah, even though it's a very commonly used word today, even among Bible believers. It's only found 4 times, I think, in the King James Bible. 2 times it's found here in Daniel. It's found once in verse 25, once in verse 26. And the other 2 times it's found, it is talking about when Jesus was anointed as the Messiah at his baptism. And I forget the scripture reference on that, but just look up the word Messiah on eSword or on Bible Gateway or Bible Hub or something like that. And you'll find it, and it's talking about the baptism of Jesus. So he makes this Messiah the Prince, he makes this the event that ends the 69th week. And I don't agree with that. I think Daniel chapter 9 verse 26 explains what the event that ends this 69th week is, and I believe it's his death on the cross. Now, like I said, he teaches it's the baptism, and what he says is interesting is from the time Jesus was baptized and his ministry until he was crucified was 3.5 years. So if the clock didn't stop at the end of the 69th week, so this is the end of the 69th week, then Daniel's 70th week would have started right there. So what he's saying is, you have 1 week left, of which half of it, 3.5 years, 3.5 of the 7 years, has already been fulfilled. So what he teaches is that there's still a gap here, a 2,000-year gap of the gospel going to the Gentiles. But he teaches same thing, rapture and the Antichrist showing up. So he teaches that this time remaining until Jesus comes back is only 3.5 years. And like I said, he gives a lot of scripture. It's probably worth getting the booklet just to see what he has to say if you want. I just wanted to put this video out just to kind of get other people's input if they have any interesting ideas about it. I don't agree with him. I think Daniel chapter 9 verse 26 explains that the end of the 69th week is when Jesus died on the cross. But like I said, I just wanted to put this out there so people saw it as an alternative. To be totally honest, I mean, it's a big deal, yeah, but for me, I mean, not to be selfish or anything, but to me, it's still, he still teaches that there will be a rapture before the Antichrist shows up. So, I mean, really it's just changing from 7 years to 3.5 years in that time period. And another reason he gives is in the book of Revelation, it talks about a time and times and half a time, which is talking about 3.5 years. It talks about 1,260 days, which is 3.5 years. And it talks about 40 and 2 months, which is 3.5 years. So he says over and over and over again in the book of Revelation, it's talking about 3.5 years, 3.5 years, 3.5 years. So he says, wouldn't it make sense that there's only 3.5 years left? So I just wanted to put that out there. Look into it, study through the book of Daniel, study through the book of Revelation, and just let me know what you think. Like I said, I just wanted to put this out there, and I mean, it's a possibility. Like I said, his big thing is he's making this Messiah the Prince, this event. And I believe that is just who this event was about. I believe the event itself is in verse 26. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. In his booklet, the way he addresses this is he says, see, it says after 62 weeks. So after the 69th week, Messiah is cut off. And he says, see, it is truly after that time. I mean, yeah, but the way I read that is it's right after. It's not 3.5 years after. So I don't really agree with it. If somebody believes that, I don't really, I'm not going to call him a heretic or anything. But like I said, he does give a lot of scripture. I'm not trying to sell it short or anything. But like I said, just wanted to put this out there. So let me know what you think in the comments, and thank you for watching.